All right, perfect. Simple thing to start with. All I want you guys to do, we're just getting our groups organized, is just keep the ball on the line like this. Little faster, little faster. This is all part of our stretching. And relax. When I shout go, everybody's going to do exactly the same thing, but they're going to face that way. The way you're going to get there is by dragging the ball. So we're going to be moving, and I shout go, and you drag it, and then we change direction. Watch how synchronized the coaches will be. They'll demo for you. Okay, tap, tap, tap until I shout go, and then it's a quarter turn to the right. Faster, coaches, faster, 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 go. Good, go. Go. Quarter turn to your right each time, go. Go. All right, give him a hand, that's not bad. This time we're going to do exactly the same thing. It's going to be a little harder. Coaches will demo. Tap, tap, tap. In order to go quarter turn to the right, we're going to step over with the right. Then we're going to face that way. Don't touch the ball. Okay? So it's this. When I shout go, okay? So it's go, step over, and then start again. Okay? Go, step over, and start again. Okay? Okay, watch the coaches. Tap, tap. Little faster, so you step over and around when I shout go, and go. And go. And go. And go. Give him a hand, that's pretty good demo. Pretty good demo. Now you figure out which foot's gonna go to make you turn to the left. Okay, this time quarter turn to the left. Let's head off to the center circle. Julie's gonna warm you up with some moves, and then we can do some dynamic stretching in between each one. Take your ball, find the center circle. One of the things we like to do when we bring new people together is break the ice. Learn names. How do you do that? What we're going to ask the coaches to do is just dribble to somebody. Right? So we're going to be in two circles in your group when you go off and do it. And we're still in the warm-up phase. We're just introducing each other. So we've got a big circle. I'm going to dribble. So everybody's got to be switched on in my circle, because I could dribble to anybody. Okay? Now when I dribble to somebody, they've then got to dribble to somebody else. When I get within, let's say, 2 yards of them. So if I dribble towards Julie, she's got to be switched on I take her place, she goes find somebody else. Okay? She goes find somebody else. Now, during this process, I want you to learn names. Okay? So I'm going to dribble towards the person I know the name of. So I'm going to go Julie.
Maddie! Allie! Allie!
Okay, off you go. Coaches, go, go, go. So all these coaches don't know each other. So this is part of the process. They're going to try and learn their names. So eventually we go from molasses to hopefully a little faster. And if you feel your group is good, you can get 2 of them going at one time. Okay, coaches, let's get 2 people moving at the same time. Play. 2 people moving, 2 people going, 2 people going.
Yeah, Allie! Ah!
And you've got to allow for creativity in this. It's an easy situation, simple, you've probably seen it a million times. Now can we get somebody who changes their mind? Okay, changes their mind. So Jay goes over to Michelle, looks like he's going to go, and then, okay, goes over here. Meanwhile, Michelle's still switched on, but now Jason is switched on too, because, so all your kids are not standing there going, when's it my turn? They all have to be switched on. Okay, so change your mind, coaches, play.
Yeah, Maggie.
If you see somebody looks like they're not switched on, don't change your mind.
Sharon!
And relax. Give them a hand, that's pretty good. So we're pushing them, we're making them, the object of the exercise, we've learned the names, they're switched on, they're communicating. If you get to that, that's a huge success. Anything you get from now on is a bonus. If we can get our kids switched on, communicating, we're in business, okay? Regardless of their technique. If they're switched on and communicating, we've done our job. So now, you might have a better group, you might have some good kids. Can we switch them on a little further? So now, what I want to see you guys do, instead of shouting the name you're going to dribble to, you shout the name of your person you want that person to dribble to. For example, if I'm dribbling towards Michelle, right, I'm going to shout Jason. You have to be in a mild panic to find out where Jason is. So what are we teaching? We're teaching vision now. I'm waiting for my turn, but I've got to know where everybody else is. What am I? I'm switched on and I've got vision. So in a very simple format, we've taught hugely important elements of the game. Watch how many breakdowns there are, and watch how many of these high-level players go, back up, more time, more time, more time. Okay? Bigger circle, more thinking time. Bigger circle, more thinking time, and play. Did you see that? So the player who's getting dribbled at has to know what's going on. All of our players in America right now need to learn how to be better dribblers. Yeah? It's very, very important for young players. The ability to penetrate on the dribble to beat people. The ability to accept that challenge for your self-confidence. Even if you don't succeed, accept the challenge of the 1v1. Right? So introduce your topic and justify it. So we're going to be working on dribbling as our first topic. So I want to do something and build it up so it's simple. We've gone from that to the next thing, which is simple, right? But we're going to ask them to do a couple of things. I'm going to introduce them while they're working. Okay? So if I can have that ball, everybody has a ball. And we're just trying to avoid each other right now. Okay? And I'm going to demonstrate to them what I want. If I don't feel I can do it myself, if some of you haven't played, some of you are doing this for, you know, because you want to help, but you don't feel you have the skills, get your best kid to demo it for you. That's totally fine. Yeah? So one of the things I want to do is, just to get the kids used to the ball and touches, now I want to do things on the move and use different parts of the body with the sole and then go. Okay, dribble, 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 dribble with the sole and then go into space. And just avoid traffic. If you just say avoid traffic, avoid people, they'll get their heads up on their own. You don't need to see it get your head up. I cannot dribble. I've played for a million years and I can't dribble with my head up and see where the ball is. It's really not a clever thing to say to kids. Okay, so the second skill we introduce is scissors move. So now it's a little bit more of a lateral. You're bringing the ball up with the inside of the foot. Scissors go around the inside out, plant, shift weight. Take it with the outside of the other foot. So whenever you come up against somebody, okay, bang and out. Okay, and play. Once again, if you don't feel comfortable with a demo, show a kid, get one of your best kids to demo it. So when we get to the point where they're actually making the move, if they look a little lackadaisical, ask them to be more dynamic. Lower and faster when they actually make the move. And the third one, when they come up against somebody and they need to change direction, drag back. Pull it back with the sole of the foot, step past it and take it out. So I come here, drag back and out. Minimum touches is faster than lots of touches. If I do this, 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 and this, slow. If I take 1 or 2 touches, bang, and out, I can use my foot speed rather than my technical speed. Technical speed is with the ball, foot speed is without the ball. Foot speed is always faster. Minimum touches. Minimum touches. Okay, coaches, let's go. I'll give you a couple of examples of dynamic stretches here. White team, I want you to jog around, sidestep, just getting your bearings, getting a little warm out in, whatever. Go towards somebody, lunge, and out. If I have the ball and somebody comes to lunge at me, show me one of those 3 moves and get out. So we got dynamic stretching going on with the non-compete group and a little work that's somewhat functional for the people with the ball. Okay, let's go. Use every blade of artificial turf. Not very deep lunges there. The grass. Now the white team has the ball. Orange team's lunging, stretching, jogging side to side. And remember, you're stretching, you're not actually playing soccer. Play.
2 people lunging.
Double team. So now we've got to make it more functional and game-like. Move it into where they have to deal with the speed of the game, right? And it might take them a little while to get it. So, Julie, you're going to dribble towards, what's your name, goalkeeper? Ovi. And you get a free one to start with because she's pregnant, okay? She dribbles up, she's got to score. As soon as the ball leaves Julie's foot, can we have a straight line there, coaches? Who's at the top of that line? What's your name? Allie. Allie's going to take her ball as soon as the ball leaves Julie's foot, and you're going to try and score in this goal. Okay, where's our goalie? Okay, now as soon as Julie's finished shooting, she has to transition. She has to defend. regardless of whether she scores or not, okay? So we're teaching our kids a lot of different things as well. Don't just stand there and admire what you've just done. And as soon as you've shot, the next person goes. The next person would go, as soon as that ball leaves her foot, you would then go with your ball. You would then try and defend that, okay? Julie gets the first one and she's guaranteed a goal. Hovey, okay, she's guaranteed, she said. All right, let's see what you got. Play, Hovey.
Obi.
Oh, and now she's defending. And now you're going. 1-0. Didn't score and didn't defend. What would be your coaching point there?
2 elements of the game.
Hang on one sec. Keep moving.
Defense, offense.
But if we were going to give a coaching point, yeah, that's a good concept. But what did we just do, and did they take that to the game? Did you see any of that?
Yeah.
I didn't see one scissor move. I didn't see one drag. You know what I mean? So that's hard for young people to take the skills to the game. We've got to help them.
Something we're going to talk about right now that probably isn't going to be at first one of the most popular topics to talk about with the kids, but I think a critical one, because unless you learn the proper techniques, it can be a little bit dangerous for kids, and that's heading, right? And a lot of us, when I was growing up especially, I know for me, I was never taught the proper technique. And so I wasn't a big fan of heading, and our national team actually wasn't very good at it until we started focusing on it. And one thing we implemented was this heading progression to teach kids and to teach ourselves even how to head properly. So we're going to go with that with you today. It's something you can easily do with your kids. But the first thing you got to teach them is smacking this part of your head right now is you got to go to the forehead. Okay, and if you're attacking the ball and hitting it with your forehead instead of the top of your head, which hurts, you know, that's the best surface is right here. It's the hardest surface. So we're going to do a heading progression.
Needle, always carry a needle with you so you can deflate the balls a little when you're doing a heading session for any length of time. Just deflate them, and it lengthens your session and diminishes the time spent in the nurse's office afterwards. So, a couple of things that are important to understanding how to head the ball. Most people think you head the ball with your neck and you kind of do this kind of movement. We try and teach our players to head the ball not only with all of their body, but primarily with their lower body, right? So especially if you're juggling the ball, everything's here.
Oh, sorry. Is that to me?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to juggle it back?
Watch my legs rather than my neck. It's that movement, okay? This movement. Yeah. It's this movement that really helps me. So when you're teaching them, try and teach them not to be afraid of heading the ball, but try and teach them to use their whole body, okay? And what we usually do to try and get them to understand that is to drive with the whole body towards their partner. So put the ball in their hands and drive it towards their partner. You might want to move back, right? So heading them out of their hands, that motion, okay? And it's not this. A lot of kids will throw it onto their head, okay? Have your head explode through your hands. And you can only do that by this motion, okay? There. A lot of kids will do that too.
Am I the demo of don'ts?
Right, and have them finish forward, looking at each other like that. Finish forward. Okay?
Oh,
all right. So, the other way to try and help them understand that it comes from the core also is to get them into a crab position. And they're kind of going to throw their belly button out, and then they're going to kind of jackknife to gain that power. So when you're in the air, it replicates that motion. Okay? So the key thing here is the feed. A lot of kids eat it because of the feed. So the feed's got to be helpful there. So we're getting that snappy motion there. Okay? and redo the ponytail. So from there we progressed it right up to a kneeling position, and once again we're using the body. The forehead is just the vehicle. The body is what drives it and what allows them to have any power. So we're going to finish in a push-up position. Once again, the feet is important. Okay? And if they don't finish in that position, then you know they haven't got their weight into the serve. Give her a hand, that's pretty good. Now, there's different types of heading. When you're introducing kids to heading, they don't always understand the whys and the wheres. Okay? Offensive heading, it's not always in the air. Can be, not always. Where's the goalkeeper most vulnerable when you're trying to score with a header? Down here. Because usually goalkeepers are big and lanky. Down there. So we encourage them to head it down offensively when they're going to goal. Not always, but primarily. Defensively, they need to try and head it far and wide. Okay, so we try and show that in different aspects. So we'll ask Julie just to stand square on and head it down and then head it high alternately. So try and head it down after she's been in the air.
Oh, am I up?
Yeah.
I'm jumping?
Yeah, and down. So she's heading it down, all clearing it, high and wide. Down or high and wide. Good. Give her a hand, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
And in order to teach them how to deal with, and this is a problem you'll have with referees, and I apologize if there's referees in the crowd, but we've got to teach our players when they're going to compete for a header, that they don't play this way for obvious reasons, right? That play is just going to flick back into your head and it's good night Vienna. So we've got to educate our referees and our players to head the ball this way. Not push, but head over this. So that's a barrier. If that player decides to back up, I'm kind of heading over this kind of barrier that I'm creating, right? So we try and teach our young players. We actually put somebody in front of them and let them do that, right? I don't advocate you doing that with your group, but at least teach them how to head over their elbow, okay?
We talk about also to get their arms up. If you're reading the newspaper in the morning, right? And you have the newspaper here, heading through the newspaper. So something visual they can kind of think about, something wide. So often when we're on the ground, if Ian's just tossing it to me, you're going to hear coaches say, head it through the paper. So getting their arms up, a little lower, and they can snap through it.
Hold that, can you serve that?
Yeah.
So one of the aspects of climbing the ladder to get height is to get this way and head over that forearm, head over your elbow. We're not teaching kids to do that, okay? At least not at the middle school level. Maybe at my level I might have some of my kids do that, right? But we've got to try and get sideways on to climb the ladder, there, head over that way. So, and then in case anybody backs up, right? So it looks like this. That motion, and again. Right, and it's not an extension. Does that make sense? Okay, so the final thing, the progression to that would be just get a little closer and see if you can pop it together and juggle a little.
Oh, juggling? We see, we got it.
And
now.
then see if she can, how strong she is. Can you head it out of my hands? Over your forearm. Yeah. Okay, give her a hand, give her a hand. So it's called 2v2 heading, and it's a safe, fun way to introduce this to your kids, okay? It's mobile, it's active, you've got to respond to the ball in flight. You've got to make the kids understand and appreciate time of flight and things like that. And so Julie has the ball in her hands, this is their goal they're protecting. They must be on this goal line when they don't have the ball offensively. As soon as they lose possession, they've got to sprint back to this line and be two goalkeepers. The goal is as tall as your head. Okay? In between here. You must stay on that line when you're defending. they're allowed one pass with their hands. Sherwin then runs down the field once they have possession. Okay, Julie throws the ball. Sherwin can either directly score on the header, or he can head it back to Julie and set Julie up to try and score. So it's up to them how they decide to do it. Okay, play. Sneaky.
Nice,
so now they
sneaky.
lost
Now we're back.
possession. They've got to get back. Now these guys try and advance the ball.
Yeah, right here.
So that's no
Oh,
good.
you
Stop.
Drop it. You're done.
You're done. The mistake was made right here. Michelle caught it instead of heading it. She has to drop it. Julie picks it
Yeah,
up.
Sherwin, go for it,
Free
baby.
header.
Oh!
So you can't run with
Yeah,
the ball.
Yeah. Here you go. Back to you, Sherwin. And that's the shot. Oh, that's a
And
nice
stop,
shot.
stop. So that was a goal because why? Wasn't on the line. And my wife's a tad competitive. So that would be a goal because it wasn't on the line. That's 1-0 Julie's team.
Oh.
Oh, 1-1, nice header.
All right, Sherwin, here we go, buddy.
So you can't come off and contest it.
Diving header! Yeah, Sherwin, get up there, buddy. Get up there, diving header!
Oh! And timeout.
Sorry, Sherwin.
As fun as that looked, let's not try that, please. At least not that close. So this would probably be 12 yards apart. If you can get the goalkeepers caught in transition, where they've made a mistake, but you've quickly hustled to get the ball where it is and scored, or they touch it when they're off the line, it's a goal. It's your benefit. Teach the kids those lessons. Catch the other team in transition, and then reinforce some of the things. Surface, body, why aren't you scoring? Why is there not enough power on the ball? Are you just using your neck, or are you using your whole body? Those type of things will become apparent in here. The way this works, let's say this is the golden box, okay? The winners stay here. The people who did not win go all the way to the back, down the bottom, and have to work their way back up the ladder. The winning team on each box after a certain period of time moves up one. The team that did not win stay where they are. Oh, sorry, go down. You got it? Coaches will figure that one out for you. One of the other techniques we want to just introduce you to and throw some things at you is shooting. And obviously it's kind of the cornerstone of the game in terms of the scoring. But one of the things that a lot of young players don't actually do a very good job of, there's two main things I think that they could do a little bit better job of if we encourage them, is one, select the right surface to use, right? Because you've got a lot of different surfaces you can use to beat the goalkeeper, either with spin or with power, finesse, whatever you choose. And the other thing is to get into scoring position. Very often you'll have young players, and even professional players to a degree, will miss, and then they won't want to get in that position again in case they miss again. So I think one of our roles as coaches and teachers and educators is to encourage them to get in that position again. It's the same old baseball mentality about your batting average. You know, they're only batting 300. That means most of the time you're not being successful. And if you just quit or didn't get in that position to hit again, then you're going to struggle. So we've got to encourage our young players to always want to get in scoring position, and whether they're successful or not. But then we've got to give them the tools. We're going to teach kids how to volley the ball, use the laces, how to strike it, how to side volley, because most of the opportunities are going to come at an angle to you. Very seldom are you going to get a free run at the goal and just be able to smack it. Okay? So we've got to teach our kids to be able to move, right? And what we've got to do is we've got to teach them how to play on one foot. Most of the game's played on one foot. That's why your core has to be so strong. So using the laces and being able to strike the ball with power, if you can see that all your power points are in a straight line, you know you're striking for power. Your ankle joint, your knee joint, your hip joint, and your shoulder are all in a semi-straight line. That's a power line. If you're doing that, you can see how I lose power. And I'll show you how to regain that when you do get to that position. So we're trying to use power and accuracy, and you're just going to throw the ball and I'm just going to volley it back to you. So play there, and then on this side, my right foot. So toe down and play. Can you tell if I'm left-footed or right-footed? Yeah, I'm lefty. A little nervous on my right side. And relax. So, selecting the surface. Can you get your body in that position to get your power lines aligned? Okay? So we would do that, and then I would get a ball, and then we would work Jay with his right foot. And you'll see a lot of kids, Jay isn't one of them, of course, who would do this. Right? So we've got to get them switched on. Right? The way we get them switched on is increase the tempo. I'm not up, I'm not up. You go. Yeah. Yeah, Jay. Yeah, Jay, right here. Yeah, and again right here. And again till she gets it. And again. And right, great. Give him a hand, that's great. And the kid's switched on. Right? Kid's switched on. Now there's going to be times when he can't use that power line and he has to use the inside. But important for kids is that you can see if that angle there, if I only get it to there, where's that ball going when you throw it at me? It's going over there, isn't it? If I do that, it's going over there. I've got to get the maximum amount of surface to give the maximum amount of accuracy. And I've got to get it as perpendicular to the target as I can. So we've got to encourage our kids to be there. All right, so turn them out, turn them out, turn them out, and push through the middle of the ball. Woo, there you go. All of a sudden that was more powerful. Yeah. Great, and relax, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now you can advance that now. Sorry, I'm giving you the ball. You can advance that as soon as you want. And those are just two surfaces that you can use easily. All right, you can advance that to two touch. So now I go, yep, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, I don't know how many of your kids can do that because I can barely do it, and I've been playing forever. But don't be afraid to challenge them with it, because they may go home and be able to do that in their backyard. That's something that they can do in their backyard. And then 3, right? And then you might want to drop one ball out. Give Jay that one. I want to start my left foot just in case it goes berserk. And now we're going to go from that position to that position, because as the ball is coming across me, I want to be able to finish across my body, right? So if you imagine sweeping a tabletop off of all the food, or if you've been mad at work and you're cleaning your desk, just take all the stuff off it with your foot. You've got to get that foot. Now you give yourself a little bit more room and play and finish there. Okay? Now you would serve to Jay's left foot and Jay plays to me. Wow, this is a little harder. I play to Michelle. See how the surface is tougher? Still got to do laces. So we've got to get that position. Everything in a line. We're just going hip down in a line. Right? It's not that. It's that. Okay? There. And finish forward. Now can you see, give him a hand, that's great from the coaches. Can you see there's some choreography to this? And for you guys who play a lot, you might not even want to think about those type of things, but there's some choreography to it. There's some rhythm to that movement. It's not a, it's kind of a whole body movement, okay? And you can do, if the kids are struggling with that, this is one of the things that we want to bring to the game on the ground. This time to play it in and let the player use the speed of the ball to add spin in the opposite direction. So you play it in there and you bend it with spin. Okay? Now you roll that to Jay and he goes left foot. See how that enhances that movement? The speed of that angle. So we'll do it with our hands. I roll it to you, you play it to Jay, then you use your hands. So I try and clip the ball so it's got spin on it. See that? That's got movement. That will help young players redirect. So we've got power in a line. We've got redirect with the inside of the foot. So if there's a goal, if Sherwin's in the goal there, you guys just back up a second. If you can play me a ball on the ground, Jay. Ball comes across. I don't need to swipe at it really hard because the surface is too small. I need to finesse this ball in. So I play here and I try and go in that corner. And I just place it in. But the spin, because of the speed of the ball and the angle of the ball, helps me bend it into the target. So what I want you to think about is, teach your kids the tools, but then encourage them in your sessions to be creative about selection. When do you hit for power? When do you play with finesse? It won't happen straight away for you. Everybody will want to smash it. But you'll find that the kind of little kids usually, who get smacked around all the time by the big strong kids, will kind of find little ways to get into cracks and beat the keeper. Encourage those guys. They'll be your greatest teaching tools. You know? So, in order to put them, we'll go through that little progression there with the volleys, side volleys, bending, and then we'll put it into a functional game. Once again, transition. Everybody has to be switched on. Coaches, I need 3 orange bibs where they are. Stand right where the orange bibs are, please. And I need 3 shirts. And then I need 3 waiting in the wings bibs, 3 waiting in the wings shirts. Quick as we can. Waiting behind the goal shirts. So this is the shirts defensive half. This is the shirts offensive half. This is the bibs defensive half. They're offensive half. Playing 2 defenders, 1 striker, or 2 midfield players, 1 striker. They're trying to link. Problem is, this is the halfway line where the yellow bib is. If I don't have the ball, if the bibs have it, I can only defend in my area in which I start. So you guys can only defend in this half. Okay, you can only defend in that half. If I do have possession, you can dribble in or you can pass in. You can have as many people come in as you want, right? So we're trying to create a numbers up so we get scoring opportunities. Okay, so we get scoring opportunities. We'll have a 1-goal elimination. I need Julie, can you play on that team? If the orange team scores, let's imagine that they've moved up here. The orange team scored, okay? Shot it, went in. Orange team, your immediate job is to get back to your goalkeeper, get into the ball, get set up in your triangle. No, you're offensive, so you set up in your triangle and get ready to go whenever you're ready. Your job is to get off the field and get the new team in, and you guys need to get set up 2 and 1 as soon as you can. So if they're not switched on, this team's going to score in transition, aren't they? It'll be 3v0. Well, we hope. We hope. The only caveat, the first caveat is you must be in the opposing half to score. Can't shoot from back there. Keepers, you ready? Do we need 1 more? I need 1 more volunteers. Anybody want to play? Thank you. In orange? Great. Okay, keeper, I'm going to give you the ball. You're on the shirts team. Oh, he nutted. So that's your ball. Orange ball, get it. Keeper plays. No, you're still on. The ball still, game's still alive. So here's the challenge. Oh, nice tackle. Here's the challenge for you guys. I know you can watch them as I'm talking, but here's the challenge. Okay, what's the transition? Get a ball from your keeper, the team that scored. The challenge for you guys is there's a lot of different things going, maybe not how it should. The organization might not be great. There might be some problems otherwise. Is trying to stick to your topic. Do you want to coach what you want to coach, are you going to try and coach everything? You got to be careful not to do that. Oh, they did? Uh-oh. I was yapping. And freeze. Are we accepting scoring opportunities? Right, so we made 4 passes inside of a 20 by 30 box. I would have liked to see somebody be a little bit more selfish. Pass, drop, finish. So accept every scoring opportunity that comes your way unless a defender blocks you off. So every time you get a scoring opportunity, encourage your kids, take it. Don't be afraid of that. Take it, take it, take it. Is it a scoring opportunity? Take it. Understand that whenever you take the technical and the progressive and the functional into this, there's a million other variables. Try and keep your focus on what you're teaching, creating scoring opportunities, selecting the right surface. Okay? Let's have some fun to finish up. Please don't hurt yourself. Last session before lunch. You know, I'm just out here kind of, once I've done my demos and stuff, I'm watching and like you guys are very passionate. And I'm sure the kids feel that, you know, and I think regardless of what's in here, if we bring passion to our teaching in soccer, in any sport, in classroom, we're halfway there, you know, and I really appreciate that because these things aren't always as much fun as this, you know, when sometimes you have a group that's not quite there, but you guys are really, really passionate about the game and I love that and I really, really want to thank you for that. I hope some of these things will help you. It's by no means a roadmap. It's just some suggestions. And always, I think the key, and I wrote this at the top, is simplicity is always the genius. Don't overthink this game. You know, it's a territorial game. And if your kids can do a couple of things right, you'll do a great job. So thank you so much for all your enthusiasm today. It's been great.